Hey there, welcome back to the family room renovation. In today's episode, we're going to be finally removing all of this wallpaper, and let's just say it doesn't go exactly according to plan. Let's get into it. If you've been following along with this renovation for some time, you'll remember that we actually tore down a ton of wallpaper in this hallway, steamed it, got rid of all of the glue, and it went pretty smoothly, so we felt pretty confident tackling this project. However, we were sorely mistaken. Bianca started by spraying a vinegar and water mixture on the wall to loosen up the glue, but it can be pretty potent.
Oh my god, it's in my nose.
Meanwhile, I was using the steamer on another section of the wall with varying degrees of success. This patch here came off not so nice, but this one was a lot easier. Now the vinegar solution has had enough time to soften the glue, Bianca could start pulling off her section of the wallpaper, and it actually was going pretty smoothly at the start. It's a really good sign that the wallpaper is coming off in really big pieces, but as you can start to see, the backing behind the wallpaper is extremely rough, and we are a bit worried if we're going to be able to smooth that out.
So satisfying.
But we decided to stick it out, and I moved on to the wall with the sliding doors using my steamer going across, and again, I thought it was actually going pretty smoothly here, but upon further inspection, these walls were so rough, and we knew that if we committed too much time to this, we might end up digging ourselves into a deeper and deeper hole, so we had to make a very tough decision. We've made a grave mistake. After spending a couple hours removing all this wallpaper, or at least most of it, we realized that they did not prime the surface before applying it, therefore when we pull off the wallpaper, it's pulling off the paper of the drywall with it. So we've come to the realization that we just need to replace all this drywall with new drywall. And that'll make the surface nice and smooth. So luckily for this wall, it's just this small portion here. The rest will be covered by cabinets. For this whole wall, this is gonna be the brunt of the project. We're gonna have to replace all this drywall. Over here, it's gonna be completely covered by our media center. So luckily we don't have to touch this wall at all. And then lastly is this wall here. There isn't too much actual square footage to replace, but it's just a lot of little cuts. But let's get to work. Now we eventually planned to build a hall closet here against this wall, so while we were at it, we decided to demo all this drywall too. And then we also found a hole in our insulation along one of the walls, and it looked like at some point over the years a critter was making this their home, but it looks like they're no longer there, so we decided to fill it with new insulation and repair the vapor barrier. So now we are ready to start installing our new drywall. However, while we have this wall open, we're actually going to install some blocking in this area because we plan to eventually put a hall closet right here, and this will allow us something to screw our walls into. Now we can finally start installing the drywall.
Hello and welcome back. Yesterday we started work on this wall and you can see we almost finished it, but we actually purposely left some gaps on the top and bottom because we only have 4-foot tall sheets of drywall, but these are 8.5-foot ceilings. We were originally hoping that the baseboard and crown would cover up these gaps, but we ultimately decided to use the remaining scraps that we have to cover those gaps. But before we can get to that, we need to work on this opposite wall. So let's get to it.
With all the drywall now installed, it's time to mud. Yesterday we finished applying the first coat of drywall mud, so we're gonna start today by sanding everything down and then applying our second coat. I like to use this pole when I'm sanding because it makes things a lot easier, and I also sand using this drywall screen rather than your standard sandpaper because it doesn't tear up the paper of the drywall but also leaves a really smooth finish on the mud. So after many coats of mud and lots of sanding, we are finally ready to prime. Let's get to it. I like to wrap my roller in tape just to get all of the fuzz off so it doesn't get on the wall. While we waited for the primer to dry, we could pull off all of the coverings on the vents and the doors since we're done with drywall and there's going to be no more sanding. Yeah, we know, things got pretty dirty, and in the best case scenario, we probably would have installed this flooring after we did all this drywall. However, we didn't know we were gonna have to replace all this drywall until after we installed the flooring. So we ended up having to clean it up, but it wasn't too bad. And now with the floors clean and the primer dry, we can get to painting. All right, so it's now finally time to pick a color. We have 6 colors to choose from. Let's go ahead and put them on the wall.
So first up is Urban Putty, which is the trim and doors around the house. Thank you. Urban Putty.
Wow. Next up is Rice Grain. This was one of the colors that we also were considering for the trim, but we thought it was too light, but we might like it in here. How's that look?
Good. I actually like Rice Grain more than I thought I would. Next up is Wolfskein.
Or Skin, we don't know how to pronounce it.
S-K-E-I-N.
Oh my God. I'm scared it's gonna like fly out and paint go everywhere.
That's why I wanted you to open them.
Oh, sheesh.
Is that good?
Yeah. All right, now we're moving on to the new colors. First one is natural, or it's natural but an EL at the end.
Ooh. Yeah. Next is Rainy. This is riveting stuff, huh?
Yeah. This one looks a little like the really lime wash, like Dijon, peanut butter, poop on the wall.
I don't think this will go on like that.
We're going on a little thick, so we make sure we get full coverage because we do not want to have to do 2 coats on these. The 6th and final one is an Emerald Series paint, which means if we go with this one, we have to buy the like super nice paint. They don't sell it in the cheaper stuff.
We're also painting like 1.5 walls, so.
Yeah, we're only gonna get a gallon or 2, but still something to consider. This is called Beach Comber. We believe that's the pronunciation.
Beachcomber. I don't think
put in the
comber.
comments how you think you pronounce it.
Beachcomber.
I think it's Beachcomber. You looked it up, I thought it was
There is a B, but if you don't pronounce it.
We went so far over, Bianca.
I know, you watch me do it. I just wanted them to be equal. Oh, I actually. Oh my God.
The brush is not. This is not a good brush.
Grant.
All right, what do we think? What's our first? What are we leaning toward as of now?
I think I have a top 2.
I think I have a surprise top choice.
The one of my top 2 is a shock.
My top 1 is a shock. On 3, say your top choice.
Oh God, I'm nervous.
Let me say the word 3 and then say it. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Wolfskin. We didn't like that on the trim, but that looks good. Let them see.
Sorry.
This is Wolfskin here.
They want to see this. Well, we knew we wanted we did a warm, creamy white in the rest of the house, and we wanted not white on these walls and a color, but still brighter.
We're also doing trim and walls the same color most likely, so I wanted something that was still like on the lighter side, and this one obviously is lightest of all, because we're going to be doing a dark media center and dark.
There's a lot more black in this room. Yeah. Like I think that'll look good with black. But like imagine the window handles with this color.
What a surprise. All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments, but we're also going to show you what it looks like when it's fully dried as well.
So we let the paint swatches dry overnight, and we wanted to see them at a few different times throughout the day and evening. And number 3 here, Wolfskin, was our winner. And this actually was a paint color we swatched for the baseboards and trim, but didn't go with, but we're excited to have this on our wall. Let's get to painting. It looks white.
All right, here we go.
The time has come.
We have one of these poles, so I'm gonna try and do the top half of the wall, and then Bianca will do the lower half.
It's not very tall. I also wanted to put a drop cloth down, but Grant's like, we're not gonna make any spills.
We'll find out if it was worth it or not. Whoa.
It's not white. I think this is gonna look so good with like black hardware and other black fixtures. I bet you people are gonna be like, the wallpaper was better. Joke's on them, we might be putting up more wallpaper.
At least from this century.
Yeah. I'm also happy to report everyone that since tearing out the carpet, it doesn't smell like elderly lady in our house anymore.
Yeah, it had a mothball smell, like grandma's house. Then it's getting better with every project we complete.
It smells like new construction.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Bianca, you're going a little slow here.
My little Renaissance man. I'm trying not to flick paint because we all know I'm more clumsy than you.
Maybe we need to put primer on the old colors. Those are like really dark still.
I think it'll be fine. The old second coat does a lot of work. It looks so good. You can see how good the black hardware will look because of the bats. Can't use it. No, honestly.
And that's going to be a wrap on this week's episode of the Family Room Renovation. Let us know in the comments what you think of the room and how it's coming along so far and what you think of the paint color. If you enjoyed this video, we'd really appreciate it if you could give it a like, as it really helps out the channel, and subscribe if you want to see this room come to completion. Next on our to-do list is to build this media center, which we are super pumped for. It's going to be a nice focal point in the room, so get excited for that one coming next. And as always, thanks for watching and happy building. See you next time.
I was gonna say, were you flexing? What an absolute shocker.
All right, let us know what you think in the comments. We'll also show you what it looks like. I can't use that now.
I know.